Hello everyone and welcome to Medi Simplified. So guys, today in the last day for this repeated topics of FMG for FMG by FMG, 10 p.m. 10 days at live at YouTube. I'm going to discuss with you few anti-cancer drugs, and which I expect to be asked in the exam, and which NB is very fond of asking in examination. Before starting, I want to tell you guys that in the last 2 days before exam, try to sleep before 10 before 11 and try to wake up early in the morning at around 5:30 or 6, because that is the time you want to wake up on the day of exam wherever your center is. Try to study between 9 to 11:30. Sit on a place in a one stretch for 2.5 hour, and in the break have a light meal, not very heavy meal, because if you take this, you make a habit, then you will eat heavy food in on the also on the day of exam, and you might end up sleeping in the second part, which is the most crucial, that is from 2 to 4:30. So try not to eat a heavy meal on the day of exam also, and try to have a good 7 to 8 hours sleep. So I will advise you to sleep before 11 and wake up early in the morning till 6. So let's begin today about the anti-cancer drug. So first I want to talk with you guys about the cyclophosphamide. Cyclophosphamide is an alkylating agent. Okay, and it is used in the treatment of nephrotic syndrome and Wegener's granulomatosis. Wegener's granulomatosis. It is usually used as a immunosuppressant here, right? But remember, for the Wegener's granulomatosis, it is a drug of choice. From cyclophosphamide, the NB is very fond of asking about the side effect of cyclophosphamide, which is hemorrhagic cystitis. Okay, and for hemorrhagic cystitis, what we use Mesna. So to treat hemorrhagic cystitis, we use Mesna. Okay, so remember these few words about cyclophosphamide, that it is used as an immunosuppressant in nephrotic syndrome. It is a drug of choice for Wegener's granulomatosis. It is an alkylating agent. Okay, and it's the side effect, very important side effect, is this hemorrhagic cystitis. And to treat hemorrhagic cystitis, we use Mesna. Going further, we'll talk about methotrexate, one of the favorite drug of the NB. So the mechanism of action here is it is a dihydrofolate reductase inhibitor, DHFR inhibitor. That is dihydrofolate reductase inhibitor. Okay, so what we should know, that it is used in cancers also. It is used as a treatment in cancer also, and in a non-cancerous disease also, non-cancer disease also. Okay, so first we should know that it is used in MTP. In ectopic pregnancies, it is a drug of choice. Ectopic pregnancy, it is the drug of choice. Then second, we use it in gout as a DMARD, that is disease-modifying anti-rheumatoid drug, and it is the DMARD of choice. And it is the DMARD of choice. Okay. Also, we use it in rheumatoid arthritis. So this is something we should know. Then talking about the cancer, it is used in choriocarcinoma. It is used in breast cancers sometimes, and it is very commonly used in osteosarcoma. Also in choriocarcinoma, it is the drug of choice. So about methotrexate, the mechanism of action is dihydrofolate reductase inhibitor. It is used as in MTP. It is used as as a DOC in ectopic pregnancy. For gout, it is the DMARD of choice, and also in rheumatoid arthritis, we can use it, right? And talking about the cancer, so it is the drug of choice for choriocarcinoma. It is also used in breast cancer and osteosarcoma. In breast cancer, it usually attacks on the HER2 new receptor. Okay, so make a note of this thing. Now talking about another drug, that is imatinib and doxorubicin. About doxorubicin, very important thing to remember, that the side effect, it is a cardiotoxic. It is cardiotoxic, and what it does, it commonly does cardiomyopathy. cardiomyopathy. So there can be a question inversely also, which of the following drug can cause cardiomyopathy? So remember, adriamycin, daunorubicin, and doxorubicin. These three are causing cardiomyopathy. Okay. Now talking about imatinib, wherever you see NIB at the end, it is tyrosine kinase inhibitor. It is tyrokinase. I wrote, or you will write it tyrosine kinase inhibitor. Minus sign wherever I use, it is for inhibitor. Okay. So tyrosine kinase inhibitor. Where can we use it? It is used as a drug of choice in two places. First is very important. We learn it many times in pathology, but the drug of choice is it is the drug of choice for CML. We don't know the drugs in patho, right? Most commonly we skip the treatment part as a drug of choice or something in patho. So CML, it is the drug of choice, and another cancer, that is GIST, that is gastrointestinal stromal tumor. Intestinal stromal tumor. It is the drug of choice. Okay. Now going further, imatinib, tyrosine kinase inhibitor, DOC for CML and GIST. Doxorubicin, it is we should remember that it is cardiotoxic, and the side effect it is causing it, that is cardiomyopathy. Right. Now going further, talking about the monoclonal antibodies. Whatever is ending with NAB is a monoclonal antibody. So you should remember few of this monoclonal antibody, which I think that can be a direct question in the exam as a one-liner. So omalizumab is used in the treatment of bronchial asthma. Denosumab is used in osteoporosis. Trastuzumab is used in breast cancers. Rituximab is used in non-Hodgkin lymphoma. It is a part of R-CHOP regime. What is R-CHOP regime? I will tell you in a while. So it is used in non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and the last is infliximab, which is used in rheumatoid arthritis. Okay, so that is this 5 monoclonal antibodies at least you should remember while going for the exam. Omalizumab is used in bronchial asthma, denosumab in osteoporosis, trastuzumab in breast cancer, rituximab is a part of R-CHOP regime in non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and infliximab is used in rheumatoid arthritis. Now talking about Hodgkin's lymphoma and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma treatment. Okay, treatment of Hodgkin and non-Hodgkin. So in Hodgkin we use ABVD, that is adriamycin. B for it is bleomycin. V is for vincristine or vinblastin, and D is for dacarbazine. Okay, so remember Hodgkin lymphoma, we use ABVD as a regime, that is adriamycin, bleomycin, vinblastin, and dacarbazine. And non-Hodgkin lymphoma, I told you that we use R-CHOP regime. What is this R-CHOP regime? R we know, that is it is rituximab. C is for cyclophosphamide. H is for hydroxy daunorubicin. O for oncovin, or we can use vincristine, and P for prednisone. Okay, so this is R-CHOP regime: rituximab, cyclophosphamide, hydroxy daunorubicin, oncovin, and prednisone. And for lymphoma, we use adriamycin, bleomycin, vinblastin, and dacarbazine. Now we'll talk about few important DOC, right? The anti-cancer drugs which are used in this disease, that is the cancers specifically. So hairy cell leukemia, we use cladribine. For CLL, we use fludarabine. For pancreatic cancer, the drug of choice is gemcitabine. For choriocarcinoma, we use methotrexate. This all are drug of choice. Okay, important DOC I'm discussing. For glioma, that is the brain tumor, we use nitrosourea. For CML and GIST, I already told you that is imatinib, which is a tyrosine kinase inhibitor. For multiple myeloma, we use melphalan. And for prostate cancer, we use bicalutamide. Okay, so these are the few important one-liners or one direct drug of choice as an anti-cancer drug, which we should know before going the exam and can be asked in the exam. That is, for heritage leukemia, we use cladribine. For CLL, we use fludarabine. For pancreatic cancer, we use gemcitabine. For choriocarcinoma, we use methotrexate. For glioma, we use nitrosourea. CML and GIST, we use imatinib, which is a tyrosine kinase inhibitor. Methotrexate is dihydrofolate reductase inhibitor, right? Then multiple myeloma, we use melphalan, and for prostate cancer, we use bicalutamide. Bicalutamide. Now, important side effects. One is bone marrow suppression. Side effect of all anti-cancers. All anti-cancers. Okay. One is bone marrow suppression. Second is mucositis, chemo-induced vomiting, and alopecia. So, mucositis can cause diarrhea. Bone marrow suppression can cause neutropenia, thrombocytopenia, and anemia. So we'll talk about them one by one. And chemo-induced vomiting. So we'll talk about these two things, that is bone marrow suppression, what it is causing and how we manage it or treat it, and chemo-induced vomiting, what is the drug of choice for late onset and early onset chemo-induced vomiting. Talking about bone marrow suppression, first we'll talk about anemia. If due to bone marrow suppression anemia is occurring, we treat it using injection erythropoietin. If it is causing thrombocytopenia, we treat it using oprekelvin. If it is causing neutropenia, we use it by treating. We treat it by using GM-CSF, GCSF, and third is CSF. The derivatives are sargomostin, or it is filgrastim, and CSF is molgramostin. Okay, we use these three things to treat neutropenia, and this three thing also has a side effect, that is flu-like syndrome. इलाज करते करते दूसरे चीज का भी इलाज साथ में करना पड़ेगा और उसका भी इलाज करना पड़ेगा. So bone marrow suppression caused due to anti-cancer drug can cause anemia treated by injection erythropoietin, can cause thrombocytopenia treated by oprekelvin, can cause neutropenia treated by sargomostin, filgrastim, or molgramostin. Last is chemo-induced vomiting. Here we need to remember two things. One is early onset chemo-induced vomiting, and second is late onset chemo-induced vomiting. If there is a direct question, what is the drug of choice for chemo-induced vomiting, then the answer should be ondansetron. Okay, but if it is early onset chemo-induced vomiting, again the answer will be ondansetron. If it is late onset chemo-induced vomiting, we use aprepitant. What else we should know? Ondansetron, it is a 5-HT3 inhibitor or antagonist, right? Antagonist. And aprepitant is neurokinin receptor 1 inhibitor. Okay, so this was all I had to discuss with you guys. I hope you find this video useful and hope this series useful. It was glad to interacting with you all guys every time at 10 p.m. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you all pass, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel Medi Simplified, and do comment when you pass or after the exam if you find this useful. Thank you.